7 o'clock in the morning. I'm out at Olympic Lake meeting up with Eric Magnuson of Clam Outdoors for my first ever ice fishing experience. Apparently the ice is good, the fishing is good, and we're gonna go fishing. Got a fish flopping on the ice. You too.
Nice to meet you finally. Well, there's a fish right there. So there's that red mark. The top mark's my lure that I'm jigging.
Gotcha.
And that red mark that's real shy, he's going up and down. And that's how sometimes these fish react. So you kind of got to keep, here he comes. He's coming. Of course, I would strike.
We're gonna get some gear in the water and we'll be right back with a little bit of tips and tactics and hopefully some fish.
Yes, let's hope.
It's time for the Northwest Fishing Reports. Come along as we travel to hidden gems and fishing hotspots around the Northwest. You'll see a little of everything as we fish with top guides on their home waters and bring you the latest in tackle, tactics, and techniques to help you catch more fish. With Aaron Borg, Mike Carey, and Rob Holman. Now, it's time to go fishing.
This machine here, a lot of times I'll tell people, just because I have a pile of fish on the water or up here doesn't mean it's this spot. I could go anywhere on this lake, and as long as I have this, it's going to tell me where they're at, how they react.
Pretty wild.
But it tells me right now that there's fish here.
I've never seen electronics like that.
Yeah, this is from Vexlar. They're basically the world leader in sonar and depth finders when it comes to ice fishing.
Yeah, it's obviously specialty equipment for this ice fishing, right?
It is. I mean, it's like going from electronics to your boat to, you know, it's hard to fish without those.
Right, absolutely.
These are floating ice picks. I urge every ice angler to carry them, just due to the fact that I carry them even late season. But you get in some of these patchy areas that are like dark ice, and if you do happen to fall in, you pick yourself out, stab them into the ice. I've never had to use them personally, thank goodness. But yeah, they are lifesavers. They've been known to save lives. There's other things like spud bars and...
Where are my ice picks, Eric?
I know.
Apparently my life is dispensable, but I do it all for Northwest Fishing Report. So.
I do got a safety rope, we'll throw them just in case.
Oh, sweet.
But I do like you guys do have ice cleats too.
Upon your recommendation, we were able to find them at the general store.
Good.
Slapped right on. We're good.
Like a Ninja Turtle.
Well, Eric, we just got our sleds out here, and you're gonna walk us through a basic setup.
Yeah. So normally when I come out here, if I'm familiar with the lake, I'll either set up on a piece of structure or go off maybe a piece on the shoreline that I kind of remember in my head. If we all don't have a GPS unit, let's say. So. Typically this lake doesn't carry a lot of structure but weeds and maybe some little breaks and points, so we are on a little bit of deeper water here. So I'll set up first, I'll get to my spot, I'll drill some holes, put the fish finder in my holes, check to see if fish are there. Sometimes I'll hole hop, which I have quite a few holes drilled to where I'll just move hole to hole, and when I do find fish, that's when I usually set up my huts, and then I'll fish from there.
I know it varies from lake to lake. Here in Aloika, we're 30 minutes north of Spokane. You've told me about some North Idaho lakes. You've talked about some Okanagan County stuff.
Yes.
In general, are we talking mid-November, December?
Okay, so
on a good year.
Typical good year, on your higher lakes like Okanagan mountain lakes, you can get on them Thanksgiving. Typically up here and even north into Colville, this year we were on, and last year we were on during just after Thanksgiving, and then it runs typically into March. We've had seasons where ice seasons only lasted 1 month. but typically, yeah, it runs anywhere from late November into early March. I like to stay light, mobile. I do use a gas auger, but when I'm hole hopping and going to fishing hole to fishing hole, it's nice to be light and as mobile as possible. So these blades are really sharp, so always watch yourself. So yeah, this is a throw rope for safety as well. I urge any ice angler just to carry any piece of rope with you, 50, 25 feet, whatever it is. This one, for instance, is 50 feet. So if Rob went through the ice
Without my ice picks.
without his ice picks that I have, I can throw this rope to him, and the rope comes out real easily. He can hold on to that bag, and we can pull each other. Hopefully get them right back up onto the ice, but rope is a big safety key that I urge any ice angler to carry. I encourage everyone to use a scoop because times you'll see them use their hands, and once your hands get cold, it's not fun. So we got a Vexilar here. It's a sonar fish finder from Vexilar Incorporated. This unit here will tell me if there's fish. It'll tell me structure, if we're on a hard bottom, if we're in weeds. Right now there's a fish right there. So I know this area is pretty fertile for fish, crappie and perch. But yeah, so once I get a hole drilled, and I start checking my holes and I know there's fish, that's when I start thinking I want to set my hut up here and get down fishing. So there's different styles of huts. A lot of guys just fish on a bucket outside in the open, which is fine. I did that for years. I've used my coyote blind. It's light, it's mobile. This year I'm going with the new 20th anniversary Legend from Clam Outdoors. You can close this right up and you can fish in here for hours. Cue the fish.
Eric, cue the fish.
I wish I could just pull one out like that. Right now I'm just using a small profile fly. It's a tungsten beaded head. Tungsten's a big thing with ice fishing now. When you're in these schools of fish and you catch one, you typically pull them out and you want to get back down there as soon as you can, so the tungsten drops a lot quicker than lead itself. Just kind of pound that with, there's different cadences I work with. Sometimes they don't want movement. You're just sitting there still and they'll hit it. But once I move it, I notice they scare away. So it's kind of reading what they want, how they react.
You gotta be one with the fish.
One with the fish. And I tell you what, I would fish with a piece of string and a hook with a fish finder than a fishing pole. I mean, I can't stress enough, fish finders are going to be your success. All right, well, Hillary's the first one on deck. That's an alright perch here for a Loika Lake. If you get in a school of these, maybe typically like 15 to 30 of them a day, that's a good fish fry if you plan on eating them, which I think we'll plan on keeping a few of them today. But yeah, that's about a 8 to 9 inch perch right there.
That's awesome. Now, do you bone these, or are they?
I just fillet them. Yep, just deep fry them. Fish tacos are pretty good. So with these two, I was kind of like a walleye. You watch out for those spines.
Yeah.
and then right there will get you too. So I typically try to squeeze them tight right there, or just by the body.
So there's a real sharp point there, if you can see.
Right there, that'll get you, almost like a needle that comes out of the skin.
No.
But that will get you. Or if they're big enough, you can actually lip them like a bass. So, all right, good job.
Where's your fish finder, Hillary?
I don't have a fish finder today, and was the first one to look into a fish.
I know.
It's ladies' luck.
Yes. Nice
That's
job.
what it is. Awesome. That's fun.
Good job.
Good job. I'm gonna show Daddy how it's done.
Hi, fishy. Nice catch, Abby. Little guy. Abby killed me on the size, though. It's just a little baby.
Well, again, this lake specifically we're fishing, you're not going to find large fish. There is numbers in here, but
They're tasty.
they are tasty. You get a pile of these, you're going to be eating pretty good. We'll keep that one too.
Eric, thanks a lot for having us out here.
You bet, Rob. Thank you.
A lot of fun out here. Eric, ice fishing seems like a cool option for families, individuals, anybody that wants to get out during the winter, have a little recreational opportunity, catch some fish, spend a day having fun.
This is what I enjoy. I enjoy helping people and spreading the word of our sport in general.
And you got your whole family out here.
I do. If it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't be doing this. This is Abby.
Hi.
This is my wife, Leanne.
Hi.
And yeah, if it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't be doing what I do.
Sure.
For sure.
So we'll see you on the ice and online.
Hi everyone, Mike Carey with Northwest Fishing Reports. I'm fishing today with Jason Brooks, outdoor writer, and Ted Schuman of Winter Run Guide Service. We're on a not-to-be-named Olympic Peninsula river. And Ted, tell us what we're going to use for techniques today.
Well, it happens to be the highest recorded rainfall in the history, so we're kind of going to use some high water techniques. We're going to pull some plugs. We'll bobber dog a little bit in between. It's been working pretty good.
Okay, so over the course of the day, you're going to teach us how to read rivers and
Yep, we'll be looking
areas.
at where they might be laying in high water and some plug techniques just to kind of help guys out.
Okay. Being that this is an Olympic Peninsula river, there's some big fish, right?
Yeah, a lot of big fish right now, a lot of hatchery fish still. So hopefully we'll get a chance at a big one and we'll get some hatcheries to take home.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like a great plan. Let's go get them.
Good times today.
Guide
Big
plug
fish
rod.
day. Big fish day.
They're digital, so just make sure they're counting as you're letting them out. If they're not counting, go ahead and hit that button once it turns the counter right on. Come on, fishy. Smack one of those plugs.
See that? See that? Wrap that line. Yeah. Oh, nice fish. Big fish. Big fish, guys.
Oh, he's not ready. That's why I say patience.
How's that feel, Jason?
You're gonna find out that Ted and I fished together before in a minute.
This is kind of like a fire drill here. First fish of the day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, see, he was pulling. He was very good.
Good eye.
Makes me like you guys argue like a old married couple.
I just want to see this fish.
That's a nice one.
And I can get a little closer over there too.
No, I want to stay out deep.
Okay.
No offense, but.
You know, I want to loosen that just a hair more. Okay?
Oh, he's doing good.
Okay.
He's doing good.
Wow.
Here we go. There he is.
Nice.
Winter steelhead fishing, pulling plugs. Gotta love it. Come on. Oh, that's a plug right there.
Yeah, see if you can get him over here, Jason.
Okay.
If you can, it's a little,
I can't that camera right there.
little soft in the water.
There we go. That's that Meglit. Is that 3.5?
Yeah.
Dr. Death right there. Pink and black bill. Gotta love it. Woohoo! I'm in no hurry. Go on, we get more line on him.
Looks like a hatchery.
Yeah. Oh man, why'd you guys say that? We'll watch it real quick. Okay, here it comes.
How do you like that rod?
Oh, I love that northwest stuff. There he is.
Yeah.
All right, guys, way to go, huh?
Yeah.
Came right
Oh,
out.
that plug popped right out. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
goodness.
Beautiful.
Just in the nick of time.
Yep.
All right.
All right, let's get
Ready?
on board here. Yep. Winter steelhead.
Man, that's
Late.
a beauty.
Thank you. Late February, pulling plugs. Here we are. Olympic Coast. Nice fish. Thank you, Ted.
Yeah,
Good job on the oars, man.
Good job.
Way to go. Good net job. He's already bleeding it out. Gives me a good eating fish right there.
So Ted, when one of these plug rods goes off, what should the client do?
Normally, it'll bury, and we want to give it a second or two while it's still buried, and then lift it out of the holder and just kind of ease back on it. It's not a real powerful hook set.
Oh, there's the fish. Left side.
No, come on the outside.
Just let it run. Let it run.
Fish on! Woo!
That's a crazy fish. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a hot fish too. Yep. I'm just trying to get you away like this camera out.
So we got him
Beautiful fish though.
We're gonna practice a little safe wild
Easy
steelhead
to-
release. That was great, wonderful fight. Kind of bummed I have to throw him back. Ted, we've had a quiet morning. In this hole, we've got 2 fish, and we're not even halfway through the hole. For plug water, what makes this hole so much more productive than the other spots we've fished?
This particular hole, there's a tail out right down there, and it comes up into this pool. And then there's another kind of a tail out just above us. So what these fish will do is kind of come up and they'll kind of relax in here a little bit. So all we're trying to do is work these plugs down through here just really slowly and try to get a bite, agitation type bite.
One of the things that's really important here in the winter is to wear lots of layers of clothes, and that starts with your base layer. I've got Gray's Harbor Unders. I've just started wearing them this year, and I'm really satisfied with the product. I've got the long sleeve top, I've got the long john bottoms. The cool thing about this product is it's a patented technology, 2-layer base layer. The inside layer actually wicks moisture away from your skin to the outer layer and doesn't come back in, so it keeps you dry and it keeps you warm. I definitely recommend you giving it a try. Check out their website, Gray's Harbor Unders. We also have a link to them on Northwest Fishing Reports, and keep yourself warm all day long. It is a tug. Yep, I know. Woo! Fish on!
I know. You're good. Nope. Got him. Nice wild fish there. Keeping it in the water just like you're supposed to. Good job.
And this fish is going to go swim home.
Nice.
There he goes. Safe and sound, yeah.
Hey. Good job, guys. Woo! Barely got that one. The bobber dogging, huh?
Bobber dogging on that, yeah. Hit it, felt it, swam up river. I kind of lost the feel. I thought I lost him, and he was still there.
He says no, not ready. Beautiful bright fish. Hold on. He's not ready. Hold on. Watch that tree we're coming up to here. There we go, Ted. Take him right on up.